Hey guys, Agents of Sheild is back with another season, and they're including one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time, the Ghost Rider, and I'm also reviewing the new film Magnificent Seven. All this and more on this episode of Will Weekly.
You don't get to decide who deserves to die.
I'm not the one who decides.
Marvels Agents of Sheild, Ghost Rider.
Marvel's Agents of Sheild surprised a lot of comic book fans when they announced that they would be including the character Ghost Rider in this new season. And let me tell you, growing up, I was a huge comic book fan, and one of my favorite characters was the Ghost Rider, a motorcycle rider that turns into the spirit of vengeance, whose mission is to take out the bad guys. And in this show, they're featuring the newest version of the Ghost Rider, a Mexican American named Robbie Reyes, who instead of driving a motorcycle, he's driving a badass muscle car, kind of like Fast and the Furious.
They say when the rider burns you, he burns your soul.
You don't get to decide who deserves to die.
I'm not the one who decides.
Even though I've always been a huge fan of Marvel movies, for some reason I just could not get into the show Agents of Sheild. And when I watched this first episode back, I realized why. It takes itself a little bit too serious and is missing a little bit of comedy. What I really like about the Marvel universe is that there's lighthearted moments, there's funny characters. Like, for example, Tony Stark is funny in certain ways, and he has that playful banter with the rest of the Avengers characters. So I wish this show was a little bit more lighthearted. Now, with the addition of the Ghost Rider, I thought that was so well done. The special effects, it felt like a movie. Like they were doing special effects for a movie. It was that good. And I really like what they're going with this character. So I would love to see a spin-off of just the Ghost Rider, and I would love to see them have a Ghost Rider TV show. Now, I've only watched one episode of this new season, so I can't really give it a review, but I'm gonna keep watching because I really like where the show is going. Now, moving on to the new film Magnificent Seven, a Western starring Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, and Ethan Hawke. This movie is about a small town that is being terrorized by this evil man who's trying to take the land away from the people because the town has a gold mine. And the desperate town people reach out to Denzel Washington's character, who is a bounty hunter, so he could try to help build a team of unlikely vigilantes to try to take this town back from this evil man.
Took a job looking for some men to join me.
Is it difficult? Impossible.
Now, I must admit, I've never been a huge fan of Western movies. I know some people love them, but it's never really been my thing. One of the first Western movies that I really loved was Django, starring Jamie Foxx. That really started getting me into the genre, and I really liked that movie. So going into Magnificent Seven, I was like, you know what? Let me give this movie a shot, because it's also directed by Anthony Fuqua, who directed Training Day and Southpaw, and those were very good films. So I wanted to see what this director brought to this movie. And let me tell you, I was pleasantly surprised, because Denzel Washington does a great job of leading this team, leading this group, and carrying the movie. Chris Pratt brings a lot of funny moments as the comic relief that lightens a lot of the serious moments. And Ethan Hawke is a very interesting and conflicted character. And the rest of the team also is very interesting. It's a very diverse group.
These people deserve their lives back. Just make sure we're fighting the battle in front of us, not the battle behind.
Every man's got the right to choose where he dies.
Now, the antagonist of this movie, played by Peter Sarsgaard, does a great job of being the type of bad guy that you just want to punch in the face. He's so annoying and he's so bad. The problem is that there's not enough of him in this movie. He kind of shows up in the beginning, does a whole bunch of bad stuff to the townspeople, and then kind of just disappears. So for a lot of the movie, you don't see the bad guy, and I feel like throughout the movie, there's not enough conflict there, especially the middle part of the movie. There's not really enough conflict. He shows up again at the end for the final showdown. And let me tell you, in the third act, that showdown is worth the price of admission. It's one of the best shootout scenes that I've seen in a movie in a long time, and that's where the movie really delivers. So overall, it's a very solid movie. It's a very solid Western movie. Unfortunately, it's a little predictable and it lacks a little bit of conflict. So out of 5 stars, I'm giving it a solid 4. It's a very good addition to the Western genre. So I'd like to finish the show remembering the great actor Bill Nunn, who sadly passed away last week. He was mainly known for playing the boombox carrying neighborhood philosopher Radio Raheem in one of my favorite movies of all time, Do the Right Thing.
Let me tell you the story of right hand, left hand. It's a tale of good and evil. Hey, it was with this hand that Cain iced his brother. Love. These 5 fingers, they go straight to the soul of man. The right hand, the hand of love.
Bill Nunn was nominated for an Oscar for playing the role of Radio Raheem, and the character became a fan favorite. Do the Right Thing came out more than 25 years ago, and it's incredible that the movie mirrors a lot of things that are going on in today's society. Well, that's all for today's show. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Peace, and remember, fight the power.